Hello and welcome. It's Pete here again, and today it is my privilege, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the latest member of our machine family. That is the gorgeous Desert Flower Sidekick. Now, this is how the machine will come to you, and there are 22 pieces. So it is a starter kit. So let's have a look on the back because it itemizes everything you're going to get, and we're going to look at each one in turn. There is one Sidekick machine, one pair of Sidekick cutting pads, one embossing pad, one instruction manual, 6 framelit dies, 2 thinlits, 7 stamps, and 2 small textured impressions embossing folder. Now, we'll do this kind of like an unboxing. So you can see that it's limited edition. So, and I'm going to open this up. And this is what we have now. We said about the textured impressions embossing folders. Really, really super cute. I love those. And we're going to see them used with projects as well. So we'll talk about them in a little more depth and how they work. Now, this is our set of thinlits and framelits dies. And these actually, most of them work independently of, but together with the stamps. Now, here are the stamps in question. So I think they said, was it 7 stamps in total? But you can see absolutely gorgeous, really detailed, very floral in theme. So there you go, we'll pop those down there. And then we have our cutting pads, and this is our embossing pad. That's what you need to use the embossing folders. So we'll pop those down, and let's get to the star of the show. Oh, not forgetting, of course, our instruction manual. That'll tell you how to get started with the machine. Open this up, and here it is. This is our Sidekick, and the color is it's called Desert Flower. And every year we look at trends in colors, and well, this is one for this year. It's gorgeous, but I love the way that it works with that gray. So the gray of this molding here, the gray of the suction cup, it's just a marriage made in heaven. Now, you might, if you own one of our bigger machines, it could be the Big Shot, could be the Sidekick, could be the Plus, or even the Switch machine. You're probably asking yourself why you need something like this. Well, the clue's in the name. It's called the Sidekick, and there are compelling reasons why you should have a machine like this alongside your bigger ones. And you might think that it looks quite insubstantial, but this here activates this foot and creates a suction. So once it's on a smooth surface and you put that down, that is not going anywhere. And I'm going to show you a pretty dramatic example of how strong the suction on this machine is. Now, you may think that this Sidekick looks small or flimsy in comparison to other machines, and you might think that it's going to move around the surface when you're cutting. But let me show you something now. This is a bass guitar, and it's a very heavy bass guitar. So I'm going to place that down there. And I hope this works. Then I'm going to take my machine and activate the suction foot. Now that is in place, but check this out. How about that? Look at that, my arm's shaking, it's so heavy, but the machine's not going anywhere. So if we talk about stability with machines, you think of all the die-cut machines out there, arguably the smallest is the most stable. So let's look at the machine in action. What I'm going to do is, again, we'll engage the suction foot, so that's solid. Now let's take a look at one of our thinlits ties. And now you might think because the machine is smaller than its cousins, the Big Shot or the Foldaway or the Plus or the Switch, you might think that it doesn't have the same kind of cutting power. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this die and I'm going to place a piece of card over the top. And then I'm going to take another piece of card. So that's 2 layers of cardstock and I make my sandwich. So it's always, as with our other machines, we're sandwiching it between the two cutting plates. Then I simply slide it into the machine. You see the handle start to turn. That tells you the way this needs to go through. So we wind it through, nice and easy. And there we have it. So we cut through 2 layers of cardstock. So I think that's pretty good. There we are. And that's the cutting function. Now, when it comes to embossing folders, and we do have these 2 gorgeous, super cute little embossing folders. What we need to do is engage our embossing pad. So that now works with one of our cutting plates, because obviously it's a slightly different thickness. But I'm going to take a piece of card, I'm going to spritz that, because we always recommend that you spritz with a little clean water. And what that does, it breaks down the fibers of the cardstock and it helps you get a deeper, crisper, cleaner emboss. So I'll put the card into the folder, then onto my embossing pad and simply sandwich with one of the 2 cutting pads before running it through my machine. Well, let's take a look at the results, and I think you'll find they are pretty spectacular. See the depth of emboss in there, it's really clean. And we'll look at some examples in a second of some of the projects that I have created with that. Let's just put that to the side for 1 minute. Of course, we do have a set of stamps as well. And I'm going to show you some projects which we've created using these different elements and talk you through that. Let's talk about these rubber stamps and the framelits and how they work together. So for example, this is one of the lovely stamps. There are a couple like this actually. And the framelit fits perfectly over the top of that. So it does, so you see why we call framelits, because they are framing devices. So it cuts that lovely circle. All you need to do is take some maker's tape like this to make sure that the framelit doesn't move as it's passing through the machine. This is a low-tack tape. An example of some of the things that you can do. This is just a simple little gift box. Here's another one featuring our other stamp as well. And this little guy here, that's another framelit that frames this super cute little rose stamp there. The heart, now this lovely heart stamp, you can see that's sized to fit the framelit heart. So there is another one for the smaller framelit heart as well. So it's really, really well thought out. So let's take a look at some other examples as well. And we'll talk about embossing. So you just saw it embossing onto card. Now here, what we've done, we've taken a longer piece of card and we've embossed the bottom and the top using this gorgeous folder here. And if I hold it up and turn it in the light, you can see that beautiful depth of emboss. You can see how clean and crisp that is. Remember our happy birthday embossing folder? There we are. Now, check out the small framelit heart, which has been used to decorate this. And this element, this is one of my favorites actually. This is really cute. So if you've got a strip of card or a rectangle and you want to create a lovely sort of ornate base, that is what that die is for. Another one with embossing. Again, very, very simple, lovely, simple colors. You'll notice throughout all of these for the cardstock, I've only used 2-3 colors at most. But you can see some of those tabs there that we've got, these lovely framelits. You can see how well they work together in conjunction with that embossing folder. Let's bring a couple more in. Now, this one, again, same kind of thing. We've seen how it stamps and then you can frame it with the die. But this die again, the one I said, that it's actually, we cut a rectangle of card and then we simply bookended that top and bottom to create this gorgeous, gorgeous ornate motif. Then if I bring another one in, there you go, simplicity itself. And that's combining these two lovely tabs, one of which has the heart detail in the center there. Now the heart that comes out of there, you can use that as well. So that's not waste. You can actually use it, so you could superimpose with a different color heart, maybe gold, opulent, or it doesn't really matter. Whatever suits you at any given time. Then, oh, there we are. This one I particularly like. This was created obviously using one of the circular stamp motifs and the circle framelit. And then this guy here, this stamp with the rose on it, I simply place this around the edge like that. A little bit of watercolor just to bring out that detail. And then we made some mini cards as well. Now these could be gift tags, and you can use this with a lot of the tags will actually fit through this machine. So we used this lovely little heart die to create a background pattern. We stamped and then colored this before cropping it with our framelit die. That's really cute. And then exactly the same, but this time using this lovely element to cut top and bottom to get that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous detail in there. Now, I know for many of you, it might be the first time that you've seen this lovely Sidekick machine, but it's been around a long time. It does actually precede the Big Shot by a couple of years. So, that's going around to the early 2000s. And this used to be my go-to machine, and I still use it an awful lot in truth. It doesn't replace the larger machines. That's why it's called the Sidekick. It works alongside them. So if you don't have a dedicated craft space, so if you don't have your machine out all the time, sometimes just grabbing your little Sidekick and doing a little bit of cutting is the ideal way forward. If you like to, say, film videos, you know, then having a small machine like this for a top-down camera is absolutely perfect. And, you know, it takes the vast majority of the Sizzix dies. I was looking at some of the collections. We've got Tim Holt's Q2 collection, the second Volt collection, takes 88% of the dies. And Catherine Pooler's first collection, which is absolutely gorgeous, I checked that out, I had a look at that before I came down, 100% of the dies in Catherine's collection work through this little machine. I mean, it is so gorgeous. This color, this desert flower color, it's incredible. And it is such a strong global trend color as well. I can't say enough about it. This is why I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt today. I'm getting all these fresh summery vibes, you know. So this, of course, it is a limited edition machine. You're getting 22 pieces in the starter kit. So it's one of those, you know, get it while it's hot. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again soon.